Hello, hello. I've been expecting you. Sorry, maybe a dramatic start, but welcome everybody back to Suburbs of Seattle. I always wanted to do that little movie chair spin and say those words. Anyways, welcome back to Suburbs of Seattle. I'm your host, Andrey Gulyy, and today we're going to be talking about what are a few techniques that I use to negotiate the best prices for my buyers. And not only the best prices, but the best terms for them. So guys, if you don't know, Washington across the board, I believe King County specifically actually, has seen 30% of homes dropping prices, okay? This is not true for every house. There are still some one-off houses here and there that don't drop the price and sell within a few days. We don't care about those. What we want to be targeting to negotiate the lowest price possible for your home is you want to be targeting homes that have been on the market for about 7-10 days and more, okay? Those are the homes where the listing agents promise the seller, Mr. Seller, here's the price you're going to get. And what happens after 7 to 10 days on the market with no offers? The seller is getting a little bit worried. That's what's happening, guys. The sellers are getting worried now. And as a buyer, you need to take advantage of this changing market right now, because soon this is going to be the new norm. And at that point, it's going to be harder to negotiate prices. You want to catch sellers on this emotional wave where emotions are flying around. They're wondering why their house didn't sell for $100,000 more like their neighbors did a month ago. This is where you want to catch them to get the lowest price possible for your home, okay? Step one, target homes that have been on the market 7 days or more. The more on the market, the more chances of the seller actually dropping the price. And when you do find the home that you're targeting and you like it and you want to put an offer on it, what you want to do is not come in hot and heavy right away. Let's say you want a $70,000 price drop or a $60,000 price drop. You want to come in and say, hey, we're going to offer $40,000 less, right? And the remaining 20 or so, you want to negotiate during the inspection period. After you secure a price drop of $40,000 less, you have an inspection period. You better put it in your contracts because now they're everywhere. Put an inspection period in your contract, or better yet, call me and I will as your agent. We're gonna put in an inspection period on there, and we're gonna get an inspection company to come out and take a look at the house. I guarantee you the inspection company is gonna come up with at least a 50-page report. I don't think I've ever seen anything less than 50 pages. I've seen 100. I've seen 150-page reports, okay? And our goal is not to nitpick the seller, but to find a few medium to major items to target as a reason why we need an additional price drop. Maybe the water heater is on its last leg, or maybe not even its last leg. Maybe it still has another 5 years on it, right? You put that on the list. Maybe the furnace has 7 years on it, 6 years on it. Okay, that's on the list. Maybe the roof has another 7 years left on it, okay? These are not all crazy, oh my gosh, the roof is about to break, but you can use these items as reasons why the seller should give you an additional $20,000 price drop. So let me tell you guys something, okay? This is something interesting about Washington State, and I use this as a tactic to negotiate and get the price drop during the inspection period as well. In Washington, as a buyer and as a buyer's agent, you cannot disclose things that are wrong with the house without the seller's permission. Because the moment that the seller knows about those things, if you back out of the contract, he's gonna, or she, they're gonna have to redisclose that to the new buyers. So you can't load them up with a bunch of things that are wrong with the house without their permission. If you do, or if your agent does, you will lose your earnest money deposit. This is a big deal. If you put 10 grand down, 15 grand down as an earnest money deposit, you will lose it if you disclose to the seller problems about their house without their permission. Be careful not to do that. But what you want to do is use this new law that they put into place recently for your advantage. Let me explain. As a buyer's agent, I call up the listing agent and I say, hey, look, you could tell I was born from the 90s because our phones are like this, right? And now you ask a kid to say, hey, pretend you're calling, they're gonna do this. It's weird. I saw that. Anyways, sorry, little rant. What I do is I call the listing agent and I say, look, we're gonna need an additional $20,000 price drop. And they're gonna be shocked, right? First reaction, oh my gosh, 20 grand. Something's wrong with this place, right? But what I tell them is, hey, as you know, I can't disclose anything about the property as to why we're asking for this price drop. If you would like to know, please have your seller give us permission to disclose everything. Here's the tricky thing. The seller is gonna be in a dilemma. They're gonna be deciding, do I disclose this and potentially they back out and I have to redisclose it to everybody and cause more problems for myself? Or do I just take their price drop that they're offering without knowing anything about my property, right? Which one do you think the seller will take? Most of the times it's, hey, you know what? I don't want to know anything extra about my property because then I'll have to redisclose it to the buyers. And most of the times the seller is going to say, you know what? I'll take your price drop. That's another way to secure an additional price drop for your property, or more closing costs. If you don't want to keep dropping the price and you don't want to pay closing costs out of pocket, you can ask the seller for $20,000, $30,000 and say, look, I want you to pay my closing costs and I want you to give me money so I can lower my interest rate with the lender, because the interest rates, as you know, have been out of whack. We're at like 5.2% compared to 2.5% back in January, right? Interest rates are crazy and buyers are asking for money from the seller to help buy down the interest rate. So you could do that as well if you don't want to just reduce the price, or you could do both, right? Just depends on the situation. Now, if you're a seller watching this and you're like, man, this sucks, I feel for you. And like I said, I represent both sides. So the key in having a good agent is you want to know somebody who can negotiate for you. And both as a buyer's agent and because I work with buyers as well, I'm able to understand how other agents think, right? Because there are other agents that understand these tactics as well. So if I'm representing you as a seller, what I can do is I could foresee these things and help you to make sure that that doesn't happen with you. If you're a seller or you're a buyer here in Washington State, I would be honored to represent you, to negotiate on your behalf, and to really help you out get the most favorable terms for you. So call me at the number below, and also, better yet, what you can do is you can go on my website. There's a For Sellers and a For Buyers tab. For the buyers, you fill out your info and you can set up a dream home search, a very nice aesthetically looking website where you can see the latest properties hitting the market and get to them first before anybody else. And if you're a seller, for free, I'll give you a market analysis of your property. We'll sit down, have a conversation, and see what's the best thing for you. So go ahead and register at my website in the description, okay? It's suburbseattle.com. Or call or text me at the number below. I'd be honored to help you guys out. Thanks so much, and I'll see you in the next video.